Hello, YouTube. Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting in a Fan. Good evening to all of you in YouTube land. Right now, the time is approximately 5:59 p.m. Eastern Time, and the date is Sunday, November 29th, 2020. The moon is waxing in Gemini because tonight is the night before the lunar eclipse and full moon in Gemini, and the sun is transiting in Scorpio. Good evening, good evening, good evening. I hope you and yours are happy, healthy, safe, and well. This is a WEDIN video, WEDIN, hashtag WEDIN, witching every day in November. I am massively behind. I'm catching up because I'm going to do a full 30 videos regardless of the calendar date. So I wanted to talk about one of the tools and practices in a witch's arsenal. And I'm going to just adjust this a little bit. Yeah. So for years, I have been talking about how much engaging in sacred solitude blesses me, benefits me, brings so much joy, so much prosperity, so much peace, so much health into my life and into my world. And what I acknowledge now is that I didn't completely listen to other people when they talked about how it didn't work for them. And what I want to say is that when I engage in sacred solitude, I do it very differently. I do it a very specific way. So when I engage in sacred solitude, I do not leave my apartment. I stay home. I have no contact with the outside world. My cell phone is turned off. My computer is turned off. I do not visit social media. I don't even answer the door. I usually stock up with foods and beverages to make sure that there is no reason for me to leave my apartment at all when I'm engaged in sacred solitude. I usually spend that time engaging in ritual work and spellcraft. Sometimes, most of the time, I will actually take naps, read books, engage in journal writing, catch up on some household chores, that kind of thing. But it is one of the most beautiful, powerful, healing, and prospering of spiritual and magical practices in which I engage. It is something that I have been recommending to clients for years and years. It is something that I will recommend to clients for years and years and years to come. And what I want to say is that, you know, some of you, your lives are not necessarily structured in such a way that you can do that like that. I am forever thankful that my life is structured, that I can engage in sacred solitude for 3 days at a time. I engaged in sacred solitude from last Thursday, November 26th, through yesterday, Saturday, November 28th, 2020. It was so wonderful. It was just absolutely wonderful and beautiful, and really, I just cannot begin to tell you how much of a difference it made for me. It always does. It always makes a huge difference for me. Physically, emotionally, psychologically, spiritually, financially, magically, energetically, etc., etc., etc. But I do believe that for those of you who cannot engage in sacred solitude for 3 days in a row, like the way I do it, I absolutely recommend that at least 1 hour in one day, have no contact with the outside world. If you live with other people and they truly love and adore you and support you, then by all means just tell them, listen, I'm going to go into my room for an hour. I don't want to be disturbed. You know, if it's an emergency, that's another story, but let's not have any emergencies. And tell them that. Tell them, listen, if it's an emergency, you can bother me, but let's not have any emergencies. We're going to stand for the magical miracle of no emergencies. Okay? It works so well for me. And it is, and for the record, I did not have any emergencies from last Thursday through yesterday. So, you put that onto the universe and, there you go. Even just an hour is going to make a difference. And it really, really does make a difference. I'm at the point, because I used to do this for one day, and then I used to do it for 2 days. And then I found that doing it for 3 days in a row really works excellently for me. I did do 4 days this past January as one of my birthday month celebrations. It didn't go so well. Then again, I really had a mixed birthday month. I stand for the magical miracle that January 2021 is going to be a much better birthday month for me. Much more high energy, much more joy, much more prosperity. And I am putting that out into the universe because I'm not accustomed to having a sucky birthday month. I'm not. I grew very unaccustomed to that, actually. Anyway, so what I am going to say is that even just an hour is going to make a difference. And I do invite you to do this. If you can, absolutely do this. Absolutely do this. And I would love to hear what it was like for you. And some stuff is going to come up for you. If this concept is so foreign for you, especially those of you who really feel like you always need to be joined at the hip with somebody, it's going to freak the fuck out of you. It's going to trigger you like up the yin-yang. It's going to really mess you up. But I invite you to do an experiment with yourselves. I invite you to do the experiment and say, you know what? I'm going to give it a shot. Robert Alvarez, the psychic witch, with his lighting and a fan, because he's also Mr. Lighting and a Fan, said, you know what? This will benefit me. So you know what? Let me do an experiment. Let me see if this is going to work, and we'll take it from there. And if you do this, let me know in the comments how it was for you. I would love to know. I would love to know. For the record, given how abundantly full my professional psychic practice is between September through to the following February, this was the last time that I shall be able to engage in Sacred Solitude for 2020. I do not see myself engaging in Sacred Solitude again until sometime between January and March of 2021. So I milked it for all it was worth, ladies and gentlemen in YouTubeLand. I absolutely did. Anyway, pardon me. I wish all of you many bright moon, lunar eclipse, full moon, Gemini, blessings and miracles and gifts. And may all the Gemini goddesses and may all the moon goddesses bring you exactly what you need under divine timing and goddess grace. And stay tuned for the next video.